So we are continuing few further things which will finish today. It is quite simple. Only thing is that it's part of the syllabus we need to cover. Otherwise, there is no, what we can say, new rocket science in that. Once we finish it, and then we go for some part which requires some kind of own thinking. So in general, what we are having is that a circuit current source I have deliberately kept aside, because that, according to my opinion, that unnecessarily confuses rather than having some clarity. So we focus on different circuits with voltage sources and resistances, and the question is how to find out the current in a given resistor, in a given path. So there are various techniques: Kirchhoff's law, superposition theorem, Thevenin's theorem. And there is one more theorem. I hope that for any circuit it should be possible for you to finish it. There is one more theorem called a Millman's theorem. Whether anybody has gone through it? Millman's theorem. So Millman's theorem is, once we have Thevenin's theorem, everything it covers all. But sometimes for some specific circuits, we will take an example and I will show you how Thevenin's theorem also is somewhat difficult to, what we can say, find out the answer. It's a very simple circuit. Now, either the questions are finding out current through some branch, or we can also have question for finding out equivalent circuit. Means in that case, you need not find, now here in the question like this, it's a very simple circuit I am taking: 5 volts, 5 ohms, 10 volts, 10 ohm, 20 volts, 20 ohm, and this is 10 ohm. And the question is find I. Right? Is it okay? So here, no new theme, no new principle. It's once Kirchhoff's laws are very clear to us, superposition theorem and Thevenin's theorem, all these questions are just like high school scholarship level complexity questions. Means by proceeding with a set procedure, everyone must be able to calculate. Only thing is that depending upon competency, one may calculate in 10 minutes, one may require 15 minutes, that's all. Means this question is possible to be answered by everybody by spending some time. So time is the only constraint depending upon different capabilities. So that we must find it out. So you can calculate it using various methods. So now if the question is asked, the best method is said to be Thevenin's equivalent circuit method, Thevenin's circuit. So what do? We disconnect it, have this point as A and have this point as B, right? And then we look from this towards the circuit. So I look towards the circuit which consists of multiple sources and multiple resistances with Thevenin's eye. Then what I must see? An equivalent voltage source in series with an equivalent resistor. So this circuit should reduce to this. RTH, VTH, and A and B. So how will you calculate? Now how will you proceed further? What?
Voltage sources.
RTH you can instantly calculate by using 5, all are voltage sources, all you put a short. So 5 parallel 10 parallel 20. So what is that?
20 by 7.
20 by
7.
7. And how you calculate VTH? VTH, open circuit voltage.
By considering one voltage source at a time. Current.
One voltage source at a time, you calculate voltage, right? Other two, you will short, right? Then add, means again what happens is that means this is a very simple problem that way, but I find that even means Thevenin's theorem has been devised, or was devised rather, to simplify the calculations. Thevenin's theorem was devised, was found out to simplify the calculation, but what I find here to means I expect that my job, what is my job? Finding out I. For that I come into equivalent circuit, and then VTH upon RTH plus 10 is my current, right? So to find out that answer for the current I reduce remaining one to Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So that should be a simple one, but here in this typical example I find that finding Thevenin's equivalent circuit itself is somewhat time consuming. Are you getting me? In this particular example, means what he has said a correct approach, that I have to find Thevenin's equivalent circuit by using superposition theorem. Resistors are calculated by the method, but for open circuit voltage means what? Open circuit voltage means what do open circuit means? This you have to cut, other things will remain as it is. Means when I expect some current to be found out in a given resistor, that load I disconnect and call this as open circuit voltage there, right? So when I disconnect this, finding out VAB in means finding out VAB when this is called as RL, load resistance, when this is not in circuit is open circuit voltage. So that I have to find out again, that itself is not easy task. Means you are taking some time. Means that really Thevenin's theorem is not, means then one will say, if I have by superposition theorem I have to find Thevenin's circuit, then I will find direct answer using superposition theorem. So what I एवढं सगळं मी का बोलतोय तर what I wanted to convey that this is a peculiar example, and I find that there is some means I connect multiple voltage sources in parallel with some resistance in series. Ideal, or this I can say to be a practical voltage source. Multiple practical voltage sources, ideal voltage source plus some resistance. I connect many times such requirement is there. So in that case, Thevenin's theorem is not simplifying the things to the extent possible. So can there be a further simpler technique which will work only in such situation? Not any circuit, but a circuit consists of multiple voltage sources in series with resistance which are in parallel. If I have got multiple parallel branches with each consisting of a voltage source and a resistor, then their equivalent can I find by somewhat further expressed technique. Is it possible? Right? So I stop here on this front, and you don't refer Google or any other literature and try to find out. So in that case, your contribution will be original contribution. Means if what we find today, everything is so abundantly available that you may find what is new for me to find out. But you need not be disappointed. What you can see, something which you find out, which has been already found out 10 years back, but which you don't know, just like Edison and so on, they invented incandescent lamp, not at the same time, one after the other, but the person who invented latter was not knowing that it was developed earlier. So without knowledge of previous method, if you devise it on your own, it is your own contribution. So on this, what I say is, you don't refer any book or literature or Google and find out whether you, for this peculiar case, not any case. Parallel branches with each branch consisting of one voltage source and one resistance in series. अरे attendance करना. Attendance this केलं ना. And if it is brought out, then there means Thevenin's equivalent circuit for parallel combinations of voltage source and resistances, and it can be, it is a 3, 4, 5, anything it can be. In general, Vn, Rn, V1 R1, V2 R2, V3 R3, V4 R4, it can be any. So there is a simple formula which you need to devise on your own without referring any material. Is it okay? So this DC things means any circuit consisting of any number of voltage sources and any number of resistances is doable, and I think that that is the most simple part of our subject. We need to go beyond that, and therefore we proceed with, without, you must have seen various videos of my sessions as well as the Karawi session. So based on that, now we proceed with the direct, many things you have studied already. So we take this is, everybody must be able to get this answer. Values, we are taking simple values, 1 coulomb, 1 volt. Now we have got 1 ohm resistance, 1 coulomb capacitor. When resistance value is expressed, resistance is completely defined. Just like valve in water level example. Valve opening 5%, 10% is completely specified. So valve is entirely described by its percentage opening. Where when we think of a tank, water tank, again we take a simple tank having same cross-sectional area. So 1 meter by 1 meter, the base and width and length. So 1 square meter area, and it is having height. So what is its, what we can say, height can be anything. So tank is defined by its base area. What is the parameter for defining tank? Base area, assuming that it is having same throughout. So valve is defined by valve opening, tank is defined by base area. But valve is fully defined by valve opening, whereas tank is not fully defined by base area, because, what is the reason? Height is not, we can say very long height, so that is not a major issue. Base area is a parameter for the tank, opening is parameter for the valve, or let us say that we say height is 10 meters. So म्हणजे आता हाईट सांगायला लागत नाही हे डोक्यात विचार करायची गरज नाही. 10 मीटरची हाईट आहे, 2-3 टँक आहेत. एक टँकची बेस विड्थ 1 मीटर आहे, 1 मीटर स्क्वेअर आहे, सॉरी बेस एरिया 1 मीटर स्क्वेअर, दुसरीचा हाफ मीटर स्क्वेअर, तिसऱ्याचा 1/4 मीटर स्क्वेअर आहे. सो द बेस एरिया इज द parameter describing the tank parameter, base area. Valve parameter, opening. When valve parameter is specified, valve is fully described, but tank is not described merely by describing the width, and it is same throughout, so that is not an issue. What else is needed to be described? What? For tank, volume of water. मराठीत सांगतो. व्हॉल्व सांगितला की व्हॉल्व पूर्ण, व्हॉल्वचं ओपनिंग सांगितलं की व्हॉल्व हा पूर्णपणे डिस्क्राइब होतो. तसं टँकचा बेस एरिया सांगितला मग टँक फुली डिस्क्राइब होत नाही. का तर एकच टँक, एकच व्हॉल्व हा, त्याला व्हॉल्वला स्टेट नसते, पण टँक मला काय आलं, स्टोरेज. त्यामुळे टँक 1 मीटर, 1 स्क्वेअर मीटर बेस विड्थचा टँक आहे, बेस एरियाचा टँक आहे. सो पॅरामीटर इज 1 what we can say entity which describes the tank. For valve, opening is the only entity which fully describes, but tank is described by base area as well as पूर्णपणे मोकळा टँक, 2 मीटर पाणी असलेलं टँक, 1 मीटर. सो टँक इज हॅव्हिंग स्टोरेज. सो म्हणजे आता इकडं वॉटर फ्लो आहे कॉन्स्टंट लेवलवर येणारा, इथं वॉल आहे, वॉल काही पर्सेंट ओपन केला आणि टँक आहे. तर आत्ता मी सुरू केलं तर कसं राहील पाणी, तर ते टँक मोकळा आहे का भरलेला आहे, किती भरलं आहे ते अवलंबून आहे. सो टँक having a property of storage. Tank is a device which is having memory. Wall doesn't have memory. So as it is having memory, how much percentage water is filled in, what is the water level of storage, so that also needs to be described. So a device which is having storage ability is described by its parameter and state. Like that, resistance gets fully described by value ohms. Capacitor is to be described by capacitance and
charge.
at means tank आहे पूर्ण बंद आहे, टँक आहे खालीत नाही इनलेट आहे, ते बंद आहे, क्लोज आहे टँक. पण क्लोज टँक मध्ये पाणी असताना पण तो क्लोज केला जाऊ शकतो, पाणी नसताना पण तो क्लोज केला जाऊ शकतो. So a tank in which no water is flowing can have multiple states. तसं नुसता हा कॅपॅसिटर आहे आणि नुसता रेझिस्टर आहे. आता ह्याच्या अक्रॉस व्होल्टेज किती असेल, अवलंबून रेझिस्टर आहे. आता आहे त्या स्थितीत किती व्होल्टेज असणार, हँगिंग काही कोणी जोडलेलं नाही, झिरोच. पण हँगिंग कॅपॅसिटर किती व्होल्टेज असू शकतं, depends upon to what level it is charged. It can be anything 0 till infinity. आणि किती चार्जला किती व्होल्टेज आहे कॅपॅसिटर अवलंबून आहे. सो कॅपॅसिटर म्हणजे एवढे लक्षात ठेवायचं, Q इक्वल टू बरं या स्मॉल मध्ये सी कॅपिटल घ्या आणि आता आपण प्रत्येक काय करतो, एव्हरीथिंग वी कॅन कन्सिडर एज अ फंक्शन ऑफ टाइम. म्हणून प्रत्येक गोष्ट आपण काय करतो ब्रॅकेट मध्ये at given point of time, right? Is it okay? Is it right? So with this now, you derive the expression. If I close the switch at the time 0 कुठनं मी म्हणतो तिथून 0. So if I close, ज्या वेळी मी स्विच क्लोज करतो तर आम्ही t equal to 0 म्हणणार. So the problem is derive the expression for VOT if the switch is closed at t equal to 0. You can start. So हे यायलाच पाहिजे, हे काय नवीन नाही आहे, हे 11 पर्यंत सुद्धा झालेलं आहे का नाही झालं, मग ते यायलाच पाहिजे.
हां ठीक आहे.
So anybody finished? Basically the question not complete. See, आता बरेचदा we are adopting an approach where rather than spoon feeding everything, you are supposed to work on it. Then only you would be getting the, what we can say, habit of tackling the situation appropriately. So I said earlier that this is 1 volt, no problem, right? 1 volt voltage source is fully known, switch is fully informed, there is nothing new to be understood. 1 ohm resistor, everything is clear. 1 farad capacitor, ते काय चुकलं नव्हतं, ते चुकून झालं. 1 is R and this is C. 1 farad capacitor. So whether the description of circuit is complete? Yes or no? Whether description of what you are doing, look here. Whether description of circuit is complete?
कैपेसिटर कितना चार्ज है वो नहीं पता. अरे ह्याच्यात ते चार्जिंग ऑफ कॅपॅसिटर डिस्चार्जिंग ऑफ कॅपॅसिटर.
Yes or no? मी मगाशी सांगितलं होतं.
ते किती चार्ज आहे माहिती.
So the capacitor is not completely described. Problem पूर्ण सांगून झालं नाही आहे. तर मी आता इथं प्रॉब्लेम लिहिला तर इथं derive the expression for VOT if switch, this is called switch S. Switch S is closed at t equal to 0 and what? You complete the problem first. If you are able to complete the problem first, then you can solve it.
कहाँ से निकाल रहे हो पापा तू. निकाला कहाँ से.
लगाइए रियल 1 माइनस आई इक्वल टू डी
And guy, and you complete the problem first.
चार्ज
When?
at t equals 0.
At the beginning. Charge on capacity is to be expressed, but when charge on capacity is expressed, it is indirectly we are expressing the voltage because voltage is charge upon capacitance. If V0 or V is output VO at 0 is something. लक्षात आलं का? The problem means this will not have unique answer. This may have multiple answers depending upon what is this. So the problem becomes complete when I say that I am closing the switch at t equal to 0 and I want to calculate VOT from 0 onwards, provided that at t equal to 0 VO 0 was and सिम्पल. आता समजा तुम्ही क्वेश्चन डिझाईन करताय, अगदी सोपं डिझाईन करायचं आहे. कसं डिझाईन करणार? अगदी सोपं की म्हणजे तो प्रश्नच वाटला नाही पाहिजे. आपण इनिशियल व्हॅल्यू देतो ना, VO0 लक्षात आलं का? तर एकदम सोपं कसा तुम्ही डिझाईन कराल? एकदम सोपं. यू आर डिझाईन द क्वेश्चन की ते इतकं सोपं असलं पाहिजे की जे उत्तर लगेच आलं पाहिजे. इवन दो हे आपण हे दिलेल्या होत्या YouTube व्हिडिओ दिलते, काही फारसे बघितले दिसत नाही, मुलं अटेंडही कमी आहेत. तर वन थिंग विच यू शुड टेक इट इन नाव दॅट इफ यू रिमेन मी सांगितलं माहिती असं अज्युम करूया, पण तुम्ही कॅज्युअल जर राहिला तर यू विल सफर. तुम्ही आता आधीच सांगतो. आता तुम्हाला सोपा प्रॉब्लेम देतो मी आज. हा टँक आहे, व्हिडिओमध्ये आहे, इथं कंटिन्युअस वॉटर आहे, म्युनिसिपल वॉटर टॅप आहे, तिथं वॉटर फ्लोईंग आहे, बरोबर? म्हणजे सो दॅट दिस लेवल इज मेंटेन. हे सुद्धा एक मोठं डिझाईन आहे. 1 मीटर आहे. इथं व्हॉल्व आहे, त्याचं ओपनिंग आहे, इथं टँक आहे, हा टँक आहे, आणि हा स्टॉपर आहे. स्टॉपर म्हणजे स्विच. टँक म्हणजे व्हॉल्व म्हणजे रेझिस्टन्स आणि टँक म्हणजे कॅपॅसिटर. आणि प्रश्न असा आहे की if the tap is opened at t equal to 0, derive the expression for water. आणि हा याचा खालचा एरिया 1 मीटर स्क्वेअर आहे. याचा एरिया 1 मीटर स्क्वेअर आहे, बरोबर? आणि याचा अपोजिशन आपण काहीतरी म्हणतो, तो 1 आहे असं म्हणूया आपण फॉर टाइम बी. तिथपर्यंत जायची गरज नाही. LOT if stopper is opened at t equal to 0, पण हे पुरेसं नाही, and LO0 is equal to. मग सगळ्यात सोपं की जे काढता विचारच करायला लागणार नाही असं कुठलं तुम्ही LO0 द्याल? म्हणजे 0 असेल तर काढायला येतं लगेच. व्हॉट लक्षात लागा आपण काय करतोय. व्हॉट विल बी दिस सिंपल इन द क्वेश्चन. इथं काय काय आहे? 1 मीटर आहे, इकडे 1 व्होल्ट आहे, हा 1 ओम आहे, ते ओपनिंग 1 आहे, तिथं कॅपॅसिटर 1 आहे, ते एरिया 1 मीटर स्क्वेअर आहे, तिथं स्विच आहे, इथं स्टॉपर आहे, राईट? सो वी आर ओपनिंग द क्लोजिंग द स्विच, ओपनिंग द स्टॉपर ॲट t equal to 0. हा प्रश्न, परंतु प्रश्न पूर्ण नाही. प्रश्न पूर्ण होण्याकरता इनिशियल वॉटर लेवल इन आउटपुट टँक किंवा इनिशियल व्होल्टेज लेवल ऑफ दी कॅपॅसिटी द्यायची आहे. तर हा प्रॉब्लेम अधिकाधिक सोपा कुठल्या व्हॅल्यूला होईल? किती किती एक्झॅक्ट एल बाकी सांगू नका. LO0 इज इक्वल टू किती? जस्ट कंप्लीट लक्षात ठेवा. बाकी इतर म्हणजे हे चर्चा नको, कुठलाही गोंधळ नाही, अगदी दिलेला आहे. इफ LO0 इज इक्वल टू म्हणजे हा प्रश्न पूर्ण होत नाही, कारण उत्तर हे LO0 किती आहे, LO0 कसं आहे त्याच्यावर LOTचं एक्सप्रेशन अवलंबून आहे. सो द प्रॉब्लेम मीन्स दिस लेवल 1 मीटर, this area 1 meter square, this opposition O1 इथं, किंवा 1 volt supply voltage, 1 ohm resistor, 1 farad capacitor, closing at t equal to 0, हे सगळं झालं. And इनिशियल स्टेट काय त्यावर आन्सर अवलंबून आहे. तर what will be the simple most initial state so that every one of you or anybody else to whom you ask this question will answer it instantly. बाकी तर चार त्याही इथं व्हॅल्यू सांगा फक्त. व्हॅल्यू सांगा. 09 कारण ते सोपं नाही तेवढं. तर काय येईल? VO0 is 1 volt. What is VOT? आता तुम्ही काय केलं? आता प्रश्न काय विचारला होता? हा गिव्हन प्रॉब्लेम हा so given problem is not a single problem. The problem itself changes when you change the initial condition. So the question asked to you was, what will be the initial condition for which the main question will become simpler? And you only told that it is 1 volt. VO0 is 1 volt. What is the answer for VOT then? What is the answer for VOT? अरे मी काय बोलतो ते इंग्लिश तर सोपं आहे मग उत्तर काय येत नाही. What is the answer for VOT then? What is VOT? बरं हे घेऊया सोपं घेऊ. इथं LO0 किती पाहिजे? 1 meter. Then what is LOT? What is the answer? If I open the stopper then what is the answer? So LOT will be 1 meter as it is throughout. Is it right? म्हणजे हे 1 मीटर आहे, टँक मध्ये पण 1 मीटर आहे. तो स्टॉपर ठेवला काय आणि काढला काय, इट डज मेक नो डिफरन्स. देयर इज नो करंट. व्हॉट इज आणि आता हा आपण जर का फ्लो म्हणला, फ्लो टी FT, व्हॉट विल बी FT इन दैट केस? 0 and LOT as 1 meter. Right? So you need that as 1. Similarly, what we say this as IT, right? What will be VOT in this case? If VO0 is 1 volt, then VOT will be 1 and IT 0. Is it right? Is it okay? This simple most means you are connecting a capacitor through a resistor to such a voltage source which is equal to the voltage which it already carries by the what we can say property of storage of charge. Now to derive it, if this is 0, static